What's up, guys? It's your boy Dark Sage, back with another video. And today we're gonna be doing what if Naruto was a fallen angel. So we start this story off in heaven with the angel known as Michael. Michael has disobeyed God, and now he's facing severe punishment. God is very angry. He says, "Michael, you can no longer stay in heaven. I want you to know this." And Michael doesn't think what he did was that bad. He just had a child. And so Michael says, "Please, just let us stay in heaven." And this is when God has an idea. He says, "No, your child will be sent down to earth. And you will no longer be able to see him." And Michael says, "Wait, what? No, you can't do this, please." And God says, "It has been done." And now we cut to 3 babies. One known as Naruto, one known as Mito, and one known as Minma. And the Nine Tails attack still happens, but Kushina and Minato survive. So they think they sealed the soul of the Nine Tails inside of Naruto, and the chakra inside of Mito and Minma. But everything went into Naruto, basically. And so we're going to have a 3-year time skip. Naruto is basically an outcast. Nobody likes him, and they think he's weird because of his white hair. Even his parents don't like him, because they think even though they sealed the Nine Tails in him, Naruto is the Nine Tails because of his white hair. So we cut to Naruto, and he's walking through the village, and people are throwing things at him because they hate him. Naruto says, "What did I do to deserve this? I did nothing. Yet they throw things at me, and they chant demon. This is how I am treated every day. But it will eventually stop. I promise. I promise myself it will eventually stop." And when Naruto thinks this to himself, a big airwave blows everything back. And Naruto's like, wait, what was that?" And all of the villagers are screaming, "Demon! Demon! The demon has had power! The demon has power! Somebody stop him!" And so 5 Jonin show up, and they knock Naruto out and take him to Minato, otherwise known as the 4th Hokage.
I went to the store.
I'm sorry, that was my fucking idiot of a brother, but we won't talk about that. So when they get to the Hokage's tower, Mito, Minma, Kushina, and Minato are there. And they all look at Naruto with disgust in their eyes. And when they hear about what Naruto did, they basically imprison him, because he killed one of the villagers with this airwave. So they imprison Naruto. And they say he won't be getting out anytime soon. And they're all laughing. Fast forward 5 days later, Naruto is in prison, chained up. He has scars all over his body, and he's shirtless. And Naruto doesn't know how to feel. I'm sorry, y'all. Once again, my idiot of a brother loves coming in my room and bothering me. But, Naruto is basically chained up. And he doesn't know how to feel anymore. Because his own family has been torturing him every day. So rewind back to the first day of Naruto's imprisonment. I can't even say that word, goddamn. But Naruto is chained up, and Minato comes in with a whip and starts beating him and says, "You demon, leave my village alone." And Naruto's like, "Dad, what are you doing? Stop!" And Minato just keeps on going onto beating him and beating him and beating him until he thinks the demon has given up. And so he leaves for the day. And Naruto's body is bloodied. Like, it's horrible. If you looked at the regular Naruto and then looked at this Naruto, you wouldn't be able to tell. You wouldn't be able to tell that the Naruto that's bloodied and beaten was the regular Naruto. His body is a wreck. And after that day, Kushina comes in, and she has all types of liquids. And she starts pouring them on Naruto. And they're burning him. One of them was acid. And so Naruto's like, "Mother, what are you doing?" And Kushina says, "Don't talk to me, you demon." And this is when Naruto realizes they think he's the nine-tailed fox. And so this has basically been going on for 5 days. And Naruto has given up hope. But once he gave up hope, he saw an image in his mind. He saw an image of Michael. And he says, Who are you?" And Michael says, "My son, I am your father. I am Michael. How are you doing?" Naruto says, "What? My father? What do you mean?" Michael says, "You are a fallen angel. One of the strongest beings in the world." And Michael says, "What?" Not Michael. Naruto says, "What? I'm strong." And Michael says, "Why do you sound like that?" Naruto looks at him and says, "Because I've been hurting recently." Michael says, "Hurting? What do you mean?" And Naruto basically shows him his body on the outside world. And Michael nearly throws up. Because he's never seen a body this bad before. He's never seen it ever. In his days of being an angel, even when he went to war, he never seen something like this, ever. And so this Michael says, "What are they doing to you? Who is doing this to you?" And Naruto looks at him with a sad expression, but he has a smile on his face, and he says, "My family." And Michael says, "What did you say? Your family is doing this to you? But why?" And Naruto says, "Because of the nine-tailed fox. Apparently, they think I'm the nine-tails, even though they sealed him inside of me. My siblings are treated like heroes because they think that the nine-tails' power is inside of them, but the soul is inside of me." And Michael says, "Is this true?" Naruto says, "No, it isn't true. I have everything, the power and the soul." And Michael says, "That's sad. This is more than sad. This is treason. I'm sorry. I can't be there." And Michael starts crying and hugs Naruto and says, "I will give you power." And so he basically unlocks Naruto's potential, basically. And a whole flow of chakra, Naruto's whole flow of chakra turns white. And his hair turns black with white tips. And Naruto basically has the power of a fallen angel. I'll explain that later. But for right now, Naruto wakes up and is still chained up and says, Where am I? Oh, I'm here." And Mito and Minma basically come in and said, "Hello, Naruto. How is the Nine-Tails brat doing?" And Naruto says, "Mito, Minma, get out of here before I kill you both." And they both laugh at Naruto's words. They laugh at him. And they basically explain to Naruto that nobody loves him. And nobody ever will love him. And Michael is seeing this in Naruto's subconscious. He's seeing this. And he's angry. And so they basically start throwing rocks at Naruto. And because Naruto hasn't trained his power, he can't do anything about this. And so he passes out because one of them throws a huge brick at him. And when Naruto passes out, he sees Michael again. And Michael says, "In the short time I have here, I'm going to train you." And Naruto says, "Wait, what? Train me? Train me? How are you gonna train me if I'm out there and you're in here?" And Michael says, "Anything you learn in here, you will learn in the outside world. So if I train you in here, your body will get stronger in the outside world." And so basically for five years in Naruto's mindscape, but 5 days out there, well, 5 days in the real world, Naruto has been training hard to the point of exhaustion. He wears weights while he's training. He sparred with Michael. And Michael doesn't like to do this, but so that just in case Naruto can't break out for a while, because his power has slowly regenerated into his original body. Just in case that happens, he's going to torture Naruto. But Naruto knows what his father is doing. He's basically making it so that the torture out there won't hurt him. And so he's grateful. But the torture isn't hurting him. It's just like a shield around him so that Naruto won't get hurt. But Michael still has to do it. It's like, fuck all of them. But Naruto is tortured, but he basically doesn't feel a thing. And Michael's crying while he's doing it. So Naruto knows that he's sad. And so once they're done with that, it's been 5 years, and Michael says, "My son, I am sending you back." And Naruto says, "Okay, Dad. Thank you." And Naruto wakes back up, and half of his head is black and the other half is white. You may ask, why do you keep on changing Naruto's hair color? It's because Naruto's hair depends on how his power is. So if it's white with the black tips, he's going to use his angel powers. But if it's black with white tips, Naruto's going to use his fallen angel powers. But if it's half and half, Naruto's using both, basically. So Naruto wakes up and he sees a girl. And he says, "Who are you?" And the girl says, "Shh, they might hear you." And her name is Sia. Sia has red hair and looks really cute. Oh my god, I'm sorry for pausing. I paused so much. But Sia basically looks like this. And she looks at Naruto and says, "I'm gonna get you out of here." And Naruto basically says, why are you doing this to me?" And Sia says, "Well, you might not know me, but I'm like you." And Naruto says, "What? What do you mean?" And Sia says, I'm an outcast, just like you. And there are others like us." And so Naruto says, "Oh, okay." And so Sia breaks Naruto out. And they escape. And when Minato goes back to torture Naruto again and he sees that Naruto's gone, he has a fit, and he says he sends every Jonin, every Anbu. He even sends Kushina to find him. And they're all looking, but they can't find Naruto. This is because Naruto and Sia went underground. And they're hiding. And they basically are walking underground. And this is when Sia formally introduces herself. She says, "Hi, my name's Sia. What's your name?" Naruto says, I'm Naruto. I have no last name." And Sia says, "Oh, is that so? Me neither. But basically, we're gonna be going to an underground camp for people like us. And Naruto says, us? What do you mean? Sia says, I have a weird Kekkei Genkai. My Kekkei Genkai allows me to go into people's minds and inflict damage on them. And whatever damage I inflict on them in their mind happens in the outside world. And Naruto says, whoa, that's really strong. And so this is when Naruto and Sia arrive at the camp. And they meet a bunch of people. Well, Naruto meets a bunch of people. And they're all like him. And so Naruto basically forms a bond with all of them. It's basically like a little underground village. Has kids, adults, even has a Kage. They call him the... Damn, what should they call him? If you have any Kage names down, just type them in the comments below. But we're gonna say they call him just Kage. And so Sia says, hey Naruto, come meet our Kage. And so Naruto goes to the Hokage Tower, basically. And him and Sia go in, and they meet Naruto meets the Kage. The Kage says, hi. My name is Taki Ryuji. And the Kage has different color eyes. One of his eyes are green, and the other one is gray. And Naruto says, hi, it's nice to meet you. And so the Kage says, Sia, can you leave us for a second? And Sia goes outside, basically. And so Naruto and the Kage have a long discussion about where he came from, why he left, and what he wants to do with his life, basically. And after they have this discussion of sorts, Naruto hugs the Kage. Because him and Sia and the whole village have been nice to him. And nobody has basically been nice to him. But the Kage says, hold on, slow your roll, Naruto. We're not done here. You still have to go get bandaged up, because, like, look at you. And Naruto was like, what do you mean? And because Michael has healed some of Naruto's body, he didn't look as bad as he did before, but he has a whole bunch of cuts on him. But Naruto gets bandaged up, and he basically gets bandaged up and goes to sleep. Because he passes out because of all the pain, basically. But when he wakes up, he sees Sia at his bedside. And Sia says, come on, Naruto. We're gonna go to the academy. And Naruto says, wait, what? Academy? And so Naruto and Sia go to the academy, basically. And this is the day of graduation. And so they say, you guys have a new student. Or a new classmate. And he will be participating in the ninja exam, or the Ninja Academy graduation exam. And so for their exam, they have to throw shuriken, do the transformation jutsu, and shuriken, transformation jutsu, and the the cage bungeeing, and then they have to spar with one of the Chunin. So Naruto, firstly, he passes everything with flying colors, and so does Sia. So they pass and they get their headbands. And Naruto passes thanks to his training with Michael. But Sia, she's basically like a prodigy in her own ways. But we're gonna fast forward 2 months later. And this is when they get their joining instructors. But this is when they hear a big rumble. Like something's going on. And we cut to the Hidden Leaf Village. And Jiraiya says, Minato, I found them. Jiraiya, he likes Naruto and doesn't know what Minato and Kushina and the whole village has been doing to him. So he just thinks that they ran away. Well, Naruto has been kidnapped. So they find where Naruto is. They basically launch a full-scale attack. And almost everybody is killed except for Naruto and Sia. Naruto basically hugs Sia because he thinks they're about to die. But the Kage isn't dead either. When he hugs Sia, a big force field comes around them and protects the both of them. And when all the rumbling is done and the force field comes back, they see all of their friends are dead. And Naruto goes, his hair goes dark without the white tips. It's all black. And Sia says, Naruto, what happened to your hair? And Naruto says, Sia, we're leaving. Let's go. And so Sia's leg was injured in the attack because the force field couldn't really stop all of the rubble from hitting them, only a little bit. It stopped a lot of it, but a little bit hit Sia's leg. And so Naruto's carrying Sia like fucking Kaneki or something. And so they basically walk out and they see the Kage fighting off all of the Leaf Shinobi. And the Kage looks at Naruto. And when he looks at Naruto, the look on his face is basically says, Naruto, please protect her. I'm gonna die in this battle. And so when the Kage looks back, he sees Jiraiya, Minato, and Kushina rushing at him. Jiraiya hits the Kage with the Rasengan, and Minato hits the Kage with a Rasengan barrage, and then Kushina slams her sword into the Kage's throat. And so the Kage basically, in his last efforts to help out Naruto, while Naruto is seeing this, he rips out both of his eyes and looks at Naruto and says, Naruto, put these eyes into you and Sia. And so Naruto basically runs away. He runs as fast as he can. And due to his training with his father, Naruto's fucking hella fast. Because he's gaining his power. Like, little by little, he's gaining his power. But after seeing this, he gained like 50% of his power. And Naruto's gone. He's out of there. None of the Jonin or anybody basically saw him leave. And so Naruto basically runs to basically the outskirts of the whole entire village. And that's pretty far away because, like, it's hella far. But Naruto basically runs, and then he comes to a stop at a cave, and he basically puts Sia to sleep and rips out one of her eyes, and then puts one of the Kage's eyes into her empty eye socket, and he does the same with himself. And these eyes basically give them 3 abilities. One, they can form basically a Susanoo, but anything they imagine, they basically form into. So if they imagine a Susanoo, they'll form into that. They could turn into, basically they could shapeshift with these eyes, but it takes a lot of chakra out of them. The second ability, they can basically talk to each other through their minds. I don't know what that's called, but they can do that. And the third ability is an ability called Desert Eagle. And so when they use this ability, they basically make a ray of light. Well, they have to be together to use this ability. So they use a ray of light that goes into the air. And it's bigger than the sun, basically. And they condense it into a small ball of light. And each of them has one in their hands. And they can throw it at an opponent, and it will disintegrate their body. And disintegrate anything from a 800-mile radius. So as soon as they throw it, they'll basically have to put up their shield so that they won't get hurt. So they can unlock more abilities, but those are the 3 abilities that they have at the moment. So Naruto basically puts bandages around his face and he heals Sia's eyes so that she won't have to wear the bandages. So Sia is basically crying because she remembers what happened. And she's like, Naruto, are they all dead? And Naruto says, yes, Sia, they are. And ever since Naruto left, his hair hasn't become white again. It's only black. And on the inside, Michael knows what is happening. He says, Naruto is going dark. Please, we can't have this. If Naruto goes dark, nobody will be able to stop him. Because of my training, if Naruto goes dark and decides that he wants revenge on the gods, he will put up an amazing fight, and he might even win. There's a 50-50 chance. And so, the QB is laughing. And he basically says, Naruto, good job, you little brat. And Naruto says, you must be the Nine Tails. You're the only bastard that I know would be inside of me. And the Nine Tails says, that's right, kid. Now, I'm gonna need you to take this seal off of me. Off of this little cage so I can come out. And Naruto goes in to his mindscape and he sees a sewer type area. And he says, let's change this. And it becomes an open field with plenty of animals and trees. And he basically makes the Nine Tails a little smaller so that he can fit in there. So he rips off the seal and says, enjoy. And before Naruto can leave, he says, Kurama. Well, the Nine Tails says, Kurama. That is my name. It's only fair if I know yours, that you know mine. And so Naruto chuckles and then he leaves. And when Naruto leaves, Sia basically hugs him. When Naruto comes back to reality, Sia hugs him and says, Naruto, what's going on? And Naruto hugs Sia back and says, Sia, I will never let anybody hurt you. Do you understand? And Sia nods, and Naruto picks her up again and walks deeper into the cave because he can sense a weird presence. And when he goes all the way in, he sees Madara Uchiha and Obito Uchiha. Yeah, so they see Madara Uchiha. And Naruto basically says, Sia, I'm going to make your hair white. And Sia says, wait, what? I like my hair color. And Naruto says, it's for your own good. It'll also increase your power. And so Naruto makes her hair white. And now they basically look like this. And so Sia and Naruto walk in the cave. And Madara says, stop walking. Who are you? And Naruto looks at him with the I can't even say the word. He looks at him with a scary glare and says, Madara Uchiha, I am an omniscient being. If you dare get in our way, I will kill you. I promise. And and Madara laughs at this. And so does Obito. And so they both, because Naruto isn't that good with chakra. And neither is Sia, because, of course they passed the academy with flying colors, but they only have high Genin chakra control. And so they see that one of Naruto's eyes is gray and the other one is white, but one of Sia's eyes is green and the other one is blue. And Madara thinks to himself, they must be from that village I heard about, the outcast village. And so Naruto senses their emotions, and so does Sia. But Sia doesn't say anything. And Naruto says, Obito, give up on your plan to capture the tail beast. If not, I'll kill you right here, right now. And Madara and Obito look at Naruto like, wait, what? And Naruto says, in exchange for leaving me alone, because I am the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, in exchange for leaving me alone, I will heal Madara. And they both look at each other and say, what do you mean heal him? I'll put Madara back to when he was what he was before, when he was in his prime. And Madara and Obito look at each other and they say deal. And so Naruto basically heals Madara. And he basically explains his whole his whole life story to both of them, and see it as the same. And so he asks Madara if he can train the both of them in chakra control and in kenjutsu. He basically asks if they can be trained in all the jutsus in chakra control. And Madara agrees, and Obito also agrees. And so they basically train for 5 years. And Madara is still in his prime, because each year Naruto heals him back to that point. So Madara is only 30. He went from being 70 or 80 to 30 years old. And so Obito is basically astounded that Naruto can do this. And so Sia and Naruto, and this time they become even closer. And on the last day of their training, Naruto asks her to become his bride. And Sia says, "Wait, what? You want to marry me? But I'm garbage." I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, I had to pause again, but we won't talk about that. But Sia is basically going on about how she's not fit to be Naruto's wife. And Naruto basically grabs her and kisses her. And this surprises Sia. And she's like, "Oh, okay. I'll be your wife." But I'm gonna leave it off here. And make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.